Good evening, everybody on Facebook Live this evening. My name's Rob Yates. I'm the CEO of TetraKey.com, and we are your supplier of successful business owners who are qualified as business coaches, who we then match to you so that you can be as successful as the person who coaches you. In fact, all of our business owners have at least one successful business that they've grown from small to medium sized themselves or larger, or a substantial executive career behind them. So that's a little bit about TetraKey. Tonight is night number 13 of 260 Facebook Live sessions in 2016 that myself, my business partner Mark Hopkins, that some of you have had a chance to meet on Facebook Live over the past couple of evenings, will be delivering to you. And it's an absolute pleasure to have this opportunity, to have this platform to share our thoughts and share what we know works around building businesses, being successful, and generally being the very best version of you. You know, performing as the version of you that is operating as close to 100% as much as possible. So these 260 sessions, all are going to be 10 to 15 minutes in length, and that means we're going to give you between 2,600 and 3,000 minutes of free high quality thought leadership content this year. Hi Elia, he's just gone and written a comment in the comments section, and just to let you know that you can too. We'd love to hear from you. The more comments, the more questions, and any requests for things for us to expand on, talk more about, whatever it may be, please go and write that in the comments section. I do respond within 4 to 12 hours of every question that's in the comments section, and that's going to become a challenge because I'd like to have a huge number of people ask comments. Tonight we're going to look at the concept of how gratification could possibly kill your route to success. And that's vital for you to understand if you truly want to be successful, especially if you want to be successful and money is going to be the measure of part of that success. As with every one of these Facebook Live sessions, your ticket to the game is to click like, click share, or if you're on Medium, click the heart button. And that's because we're offering this to you to expand our shadow in terms of how many people we can positively impact on and support to be successful in 2017. And we would like to see you do exactly the same thing as part of your responsibility for being the very best version of you. I said almost flippantly last night, if you don't click like and don't click share, don't watch any further. And I was wondering as to for what highest positive purpose would you choose not to click like and not to click share, and not represent yourself well. So there's a little interesting thought for you. Another thing to mention is on the link in this email is for our ebook, which you can go and download free of charge. It's our privilege to supply you with something that can help you achieve greatness in 2016. And that's genuinely what we want to see for you. Absolute success and greatness. So go and click the link. Go and, David Foley is representing, that's what I like. Go and click the link, download the book, obviously when I've finished, enjoy its reading, and send us some content. Send us some thoughts, send us your how you're executing the material in there. And we will have another ebook, I would suspect, available for you at the end of February, and that's going to have all those who download this ebook are going to have a 2-week head start on all the people who haven't. So you'll get, the people who have will get first chance at downloading the next one. So let's think about this thing of gratification. We're all working hard, and I get it. And what I'm about to say may hit home for some people like a punch on the jaw. But nevertheless, I would not want to be seen to be dishonest, and so I'm just going to be honest with you, if that's okay. Now, we're all working hard. In fact, many people that I meet are working immensely hard. They're putting in huge quantities of hours. They're putting into their businesses, into their careers, massive amounts of effort. And at this point in time, often a feeling like the quantity of effort and time is not matching the reward that's coming in. And here's what happens. There's three sorts of people. You see, some people will just stop. They will stop because they're not getting the rewards, and they won't find anything to reward themselves with, and maybe they're actually chasing the wrong reward, but they'll just stop. They'll back off because they haven't got the patience and the resilience and the perseverance to carry on. There's a person at the other end of the spectrum who will carry on regardless, no matter how hard it is, how dirty it is, no matter how much they have to hustle, how much they have to work, how much they have to roll up the shirt sleeves, even if it involves doing the crappiest of jobs to support their goal, that they will do it. And for myself, in my first business, that involved me spending my first 2 winters in the UK working as a labourer on a building site, 3 to 5 days a week in often 5 to -5 degrees centigrade, pouring rain, digging holes, carrying bricks, mixing cement, hitting things with a sledgehammer, digging things up, so on and so forth, because I had to have that cash in place to fund my life while I carried on building my business in my spare time and in my weekends and my evening spare time and whatever else. And I persevered and persevered and persevered and persevered. And at the end of it, I had a successful business, but it took a while to get there. Now, I've learned since then I could have been smarter, I could have been cleverer, and I could have achieved it quicker. But nevertheless, that level of perseverance is something that I put in. I put it in for the long term. I put it in for the long-term game. I put it in for the where I am today. 8 businesses, soon to be 10, probably, I would guess, in the next couple of months, if not 11, on 3 separate continents. And that graph that I put in then was 100% worth it. And here's an interesting thing, that there's a group of people in the middle. They're the people who kid themselves that they need to be gratified. They give themselves some gratification and it stops their growth. So who are those people? Well, and maybe this is you, and you need to be consciously aware of this. You see, it's the sort of person who starts doing a little bit better and it's been hard and they want a reward. And they don't reward themselves with a pat on the back of how many customers they're serving. They go out and spend that hard-earned business money on something that's a liability. Now, what's a liability? A relatively expensive watch is a liability. A car that you do not own is a liability. Anything that's on finance, on credit, is a liability. And see, here's the thing. They spend that money on that thing, and their business never, ever really goes anywhere. Because that money, just as you start to get rolling, just as you want to draw that money, to earn that money, to reward yourself for maybe 6, 12, 18 months, 3 years worth of immense hard work and sacrifice, the moment you get that money is the money that starts gaining what you'd call compound business interest and starts growing your business. For instance, if you had a product that you were going to sell through Facebook and the product would make you're selling it for $500 US a sale, the cost to manufacture the product is $50, and it costs you $50 in Facebook marketing to buy the customer, to get enough people through the funnel. So your gross profit on that product is $400. Now, many people, when they get their first 20 or 30 sales, will start drawing on that $400. They'll start buying themselves things. They may even go and finance something, and the financing trap is a trap for business owners. Whereas if they want to go and think about compound business interest, $50 produces $400 profit. So let's go and think about that. There's 8 lots of 50 in $400. So we go and pour all of those into our marketing funnel, and now we're going to get 8 times 400 from our $400 investment. You can see how that's compounded. We're getting an 8 times return on investment. And that can compound over and over and over again. I mean, 8 times 400 is, we're then at $3,200, which we can go and put back into Facebook again, grow it by 8, and suddenly we're at, my maths go out the window, but 3,200 times 8. Dave Foley could probably do the maths in his head because he's a genius at that sort of thing. Huge amount of things, all because we resisted the urge for the gratification. We focused instead on the longer term. You see, here's an interesting thing. I drive a 10-year-old 4x4. It's a bit beaten up, still very functional, and I would love to have an F-Type Jaguar. Now, everybody's got their own taste in cars. Some people like other things. And interestingly, I know at this point in time that I could get finance on an F-Type Jaguar, and I could be driving one in the next 5 days. That would be amazing. I also know if I was to make that decision and fall into that middle pocket, and Dave Foley's just told me that 8 times 3,200 is $25,600 of compound business interest. I also know that that would commit me to a large lump sum payment every month, and therefore that lump sum payment that I'm now making on that car with money I cannot invest into my business. I cannot experience the compound growth of that. So my decision is to wait till I can buy the car with cash, especially in a country like South Africa, where the interest rate on a car of that nature is going to be above 12%, probably. In fact, almost undoubtedly if I was to buy one on commission. And even if I was to buy one on some form of credit, like you could do in the US, let's say 1% or 3%, I'd still be tied in for 5-6 years, putting that lump sum in every month and not experiencing that compound growth of that money over a period of time. And so that's how the gratification can kill your business. It denies you the ability to have a compound business interest experience with your money. And so what I'd ask all of you is why are you doing what you're doing? Is it for the big financial gain? Is it for the flash things? Who are you really trying to impress? If you want to be truly successful, you'll go through a year, 2 years, 3 years, or longer before you make that big purchase. And you'll probably make that big purchase with cash. Or at that point in time, your business is doing well, that it can sustain a maintenance lease agreement on a vehicle for you, if that's what it is you wish to choose. But if you want to be truly successful, the one piece of advice I give you is patience, perseverance, and do it for the right reason. Do it for the long term. Do it for your children. Avoid the temptation of the gratification now. All of those people end up broke at some point in time. So that's a little bit of a hard, deep evenings Facebook live session, but I think it's vitally important for you in your success and your success going forwards. Interestingly, if you go and look online at the car that Melinda Gates, Bill Gates' wife, was driving even 5 years ago, she was driving an old Toyota Corolla. And yet she's married to a man who's worth whatever it is, $32 billion. So have a think about that. Have a think about the decisions you make about your money. If you do not know how your business compound interest works, I put money into my marketing funnel here, I go all the way through my marketing funnel, and I get business out the other end, and I'm 99.9% sure with my business that I put $50 in and I get $400 back out again. The example I gave you was mine. If you do not know that, get in touch with me. have a free one-to-one business coaching Skype conversation with one of our coaches from somewhere in the world, maybe even with Mark or myself, and start getting to understand how possibly that marketing funnel could work for you to ensure that you're getting the very best return on investment, and that you know that that gratification can come at some point in time in the future because you can calculate it. And so that's it. That's my thought for the day. As previously, press like, press share, and be a thought leader. Encourage others to avoid their gratification curve and put it off to a calculated later date. Tomorrow, I want to take you through 3 books that I think that if you were to read in 2017 would make the world of difference to you as a business owner, an executive, or just a person who wants to up their game and perform at a much, much higher level. Excitingly, if you've got this far in Facebook Live this evening, we've agreed, following the Facebook Live session we did on the very best version of you the other week, I'm going to start delivering 3 to 4 hour live face-to-face events around the world, looking at the very best version of you, and not just the why and the what, but the how to be the very best version of you and enhance who you are. And in addition to that, we're going to start running in about 3 weeks' time. First one's in Johannesburg, 1-day business coaching events that where we are going to teach you how to manage your business, how to market it so you can calculate your return on investment, and how to retarget your business at a part of the market that will willingly spend with you all of the time. So that's the update, that's what's happening. Click like, click share. It's been a privilege to serve you this evening, and I look forward to seeing you all on Facebook on Friday evening for the 3 books and meeting you all in person in the very near future. Stay awesome.